Hello everyone, how you doing? So I am going to do a review of, it's a game, it's an older game, but it's one that I only got, I only managed to get it about a year ago, and I've only just recently, because of the way the world is right now, I've only been able to really play it recently. And that game is ARCANA. It's an engine building game, and yeah, let's get into my slightly complicated views about ARCANA, shall we? So what is ARCANA? So I will say that I have played this online and I've played it physically because the online version is on Board Game Arena. I've not physically played the expansions, but I've played one of them on Board Game Arena because it's available there. So I've played this in different formats with different people. It's essentially an engine building game. Now, I like engine building games. One of my favourite games is 51st State, or maybe Imperial Settlers, but I prefer the skin of 51st State. So I like my engine builder. And so when I heard that there was a shorter, snappier engine builder, I thought, perfect, this is me. This is exactly what I want from a game. And that's what it delivers. It delivers the short, snappy, engine builder. It does. And I'll be perfectly honest, once you and your friend, your game group are sort of a little bit au fait with it and you're used to playing it, then you can knock this game out pretty quick. It doesn't actually take that long to play. And that's probably where it doesn't quite gel with me, because with my engine builders, I like to build an engine. With this, it just feels like a race, and I've seen it finish in a couple of rounds. Like, if you just happen to get the right cards in the right combination at the start, you can have an engine go in and steamroll. It's not... Engine builders for me are something that grow and grow. Obviously, you want to get that engine working, but with this one, it's just such a short game that, you've basically won or lost in the first round. And that's been the case with every game I've played, whether it's online or whether it's in person. I kind of like the engine building aspect, but like I say, you're kind of at the mercy of the cards you get at the beginning. Now, I do recommend, once you've played it once or twice, to draft, because that sort of puts it a little bit in your control, but not completely, if I'm perfectly honest. And again, if I'm perfectly honest, I think that it's not really something you can play with someone that's not played it before. I think you've got to have the equal experience of playing it in order for it to be balanced. Now, I played it with two, I've played it with more than two, I've played it in groups. Like I say, I've played the first expansion, and I didn't feel like the new expansion really added a few new locations, but it didn't feel like it added anything that sort of... I want a longer game. With my engine builders, like I say, I want to build an engine and I want it to get going, and then boom, you're flying. And this one, it's just like I say, you got to build it in the first round, maybe in the second round. It's super, super short. Now, and again, I thought that would be ideal. I thought, actually, you know what? I don't get to play 51st State enough. It takes too long to be able to play regularly. So a short engine builder, perfect. But A, it's not that satisfying. And B, I mean, the box size isn't huge, but it could be smaller, compared to something like Conspiracy, which is a very small... I mean, it's a deck, that's a card-playing game. But, that's a really small box, and I feel like this could be in a smaller box. Difficult because you do have a number of cards, but then there's the other problem. So for a quick 10-15 minute sort of filler game, it takes up so much table space, because it is, in that regard, you are getting an awful lot of cards. Now, it's interesting because you all have your own deck of cards at the beginning, and these are what you're drafting or not drafting, and it is really unusual that you've got this super limited deck. Like, you're not automatically drawing up to 5 cards or whatever, you're just literally drawing 1 card. And I like it as a concept, but I don't think it really works. I think I want more options when I'm playing. I want more cards to choose from. And like I say, I've seen games of this that have just gone by in a blink of an eye, like 2 or 3 rounds, because someone just happened to really get that engine going straight away. And that sort of puts it a lot at mercy of what you happen to get at the beginning. Even if you're drafting, you can sort of get lucky with a few things. So, I don't know. it's not quite hitting the mark for me. I want something a little bit bigger, and I think if I'm playing a filler game, I'd rather play something completely small, like something more like, a roll and write, like Welcome to, or something like Conspiracy. And if I'm playing a deck builder, I think I want more meat on my bones. I want a bigger game. I want to play 51st State or Imperial Settlers. Funnily enough, I don't actually mind that so much playing it online because, you've not got the table space being used up. Now, I think it's a little bit... I don't feel like I'm as involved when I play it online. A lot of the maintenance is done. And I'll be honest, like one of the beautiful things about this is the components. The components are gorgeous. The component tray, absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful production, and some of the artwork's a bit weird, but I like a lot of it. I mean, it's my kind of fantasy artwork. And it is beautiful, and so you sort of lose all that tactile experience when you play it online. But I don't mind as much because it just feels like a filler game that I'm playing in the background, and I feel that that's actually where this game sits. And I think that the table presence, for all that it's beautiful, is just too much for the length of game. Because for a really, really short, quick card game, you're putting out quite a bit. I don't know, it just doesn't suit it. So I don't mind it as much. It just sort of bugs me a little bit, whereas when I'm playing it online now, I'm going to give it a few more goes because I do want to play it. But having played the expansion online, I didn't feel like it added anything online, so I'm not going to buy that. Whether there's a new one coming out, whether that will, I don't know. But I wonder, I very much suspect that I'm already going to have gotten rid of this. And so if someone, at a conference and someone says, shall we play it? I'll be like, yeah, sure. But I don't need to keep it in my collection. I feel like I've played it. I've had some good games. I've had some tight games. I've had some really tight games with my friends. But it's just not a game I'm going to keep on playing. It's just not something I need to have. So like I say, it's a good game. It's a fun game. Maybe it's for you. It isn't for me. For me, I want a meatier engine builder. That's the crux of it. I just want something bigger. Something that isn't quite like you've got to hit the full ground. You've got to hit the ground running, or you're never going to win. You lose or win in the first round, it feels like. No, I want something that's got a little bit more meat. You can actually get things set up. You can have a duff round because it happens, whether luck or just you miss something. It's a great game. It's fun, but it's not for me. So, but maybe it is for you. And with that, maybe you could subscribe for more, confusing reviews. And until next time, take care and bye-bye. Bye.